With
1.8 seconds, Charles Barkley. Over Hot Rod Williams. 1.9 left in regulation. Jeff and hit it.
Richardson up ahead. Look out. Hello, Amari Stoudemire elevates and detonates.
Well, welcome in, Planeteers. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing especially well. I've got my my freshly poured Malbec from Valle de Uco, and like many of you Suns fans, I think I'm drinking my pain away this week. And we don't have Kevin on here yet, but we've got our newest host with the most, the Boston, the Boston bean pusher himself. Give it up for Bruce.
What's up, Jake? How you doing?
Doing well, doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Welcome. Glad to be back on the show and glad to be on my first show as a co-host. Super excited to take a next visit.
Yes, yeah. This is going to be your first travel abroad with Suns
Yes.
Planets, right? And this is an exciting time for you. This is, I think, what kind of gives the planet its friendly standing out point. We visit with Suns fans around the world, learn a little bit about the culture while we discuss how rough this play is, and that might be the best way to describe it. So let's jump right into our special guest for this episode. I'm going to try it again. Joaco Cantelli.
That's okay. That's fine. That's excellent. Your Spanish is really good, Jake. Thank you.
No,
for the
más o
invitation.
menos. It's no bueno. When people
Well,
ask me if I speak Spanish, I only say no, except I know when I'm being yelled at by my wife, because then the Spanish gets louder and it gets more pronounced, and then I'm like, oh, yo hablo español ahora. So then I know that. Ooh, and look at Matty from the UK. He's got the grapes ready. He's got his glass of Malbec Rock. So Bruce, what do you got? You got a Boston cup of coffee? You got a dunk?
I got nothing at the moment, but I can definitely go get something if I need to.
If we need to, we might have to. And
I got my mate.
Mate, yes.
Yeah, mate is it's like how do you say? It's not a drink, but it's like we compare it with tea and coffee because we used to drink it at mornings to wake up, and at afternoons too, or after the lunch. So it's a really good. I don't know how to say it, but it's really good. It's some kind of partner of our life. We drink it since we are two till the day we die. So
Yeah.
I'm going to be with it.
Well, that's what we learned a little bit about mate when we had our friend Enzo on from Uruguay, and he talked to us a little bit about mate. And if there's somebody that knows about mate, it's definitely the folks in Uruguay. That they drink that stuff like Bruce and I probably drink our coffee, which is nonstop. You just got to keep that thing with you all the time. And honestly, the first time I saw Latin American folks drinking mate, I thought it was like some sort of drug, because it's the metal straw and like the little bowl. And I'm sorry, but in the United States, it looks like a bong initially. So we think there's something happening. But no, it's more of a tea/coffee type drink. So welcome.
Do you know,
yes.
if you can travel to California, there's a small town near some park. I don't remember the park right now, but it's a small town that is called Mariposa, and I left one mate there. So I hope someone can send me back, because I lost one, and I know now one in the US is going to use it. So it must be lost there.
Well, I mean, maybe it's getting more and more popular. But watch me with this smooth transition. Somebody that's not getting more popular has been the Phoenix Suns, as we're going to break down like that transition that was smooth. But Yeah, as we come into this week, since our last episode, Planeteers 0-3 on the week with a rough stretch, to say it nicely. Some new changes in the rotations. We'll talk a little bit about that, but let's jump into that first game with the Denver Nuggets that we dropped 122 to 105. It was not a pretty picture. Let's see. We had, if I'm not mistaken, Bradley Beal has been out, all week. So that was kind of the I guess, challenge that the Suns had to face. But led out there by Devin Booker. Kevin Durant did miss this game. This was right after, of course, the trade deadline where he did not get moved. And I don't know, there was some negativity out there in the Twitter sphere. It's like, Kevin, you squashed your trade, and then you're too tired, you're sore. You got a little injury, you got a little ouch, and you weren't able to come out and play. And who knows if he would have been able to make a difference. Like I said, the Denver Nuggets led by Jamal Murray, 30 points. And, of course, the Joker himself, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. He's averaging a triple-double. And if he finishes the season this way, he'd be the first center to ever do it, I guess, is what the latest article read. I always thought he had done that before. But, it was not a pretty game. No matter how you slice it, the Denver Nuggets were able to get the win against the Suns. Suns were led by Devin Booker, 24 points, backed up by a name we're going to be talking about a little bit on this podcast. Bol comes in off the bench, over 33 minutes played, 19.7 rebounds, 4 blocks. And so let's start with this game, guys. The Denver Nuggets. And Bruce, let's why don't you take us through what happened in this game?
So this was the game where the Suns were coming to play the Nuggets off the back-to-back playing Utah, in which they went to overtime in a game they barely won last week. So I wasn't expecting much. The only great thing and the silver lining for this was obviously what you mentioned, which was Bol's recent emergence, which we've seen through these last couple of games, which has been very, very nice for the Phoenix Suns. And I'm glad that the Suns' internal changes were actually something, and it wasn't just, something that was said that they were going to do. They actually went in and found out that Bol could actually help out in the rebounding department for this Suns team. But going against one of the better teams in the Western Conference, it just proves that even with Kevin Durant, even with Bradley Beal being out, that this team still can't compete with some of the tops and still needs to do some working around the edges here to kind of push for a playoff spot or a play-in spot, I believe.
Mm-hmm. I think the challenge, exactly. Like we went through kind of a very, what in retrospect looked like easy January, playing a lot of the bottom of the league teams. And unfortunately, we played 3 top contenders in the West this week, and we dropped all of them. We're clearly not ready for prime time, so they're going to start tinkering with the lineups. But Huaco, what'd you take away from it? And are you bought in on Bol? I'm going to have to start my Bol apology tour soon.
I understand he's a fan favorite, so I can understand it. He looks like a person that attracts a lot of people, like his stature, his height. He's really thin, so he's a guy you can support. You want to support him, but I also feel he's like we used to say here in Argentina, like he's having a little summer. He's having a good
a little summer.
Yeah, little summer. He's having he's having a good time at the court. I think he can be part of the rotation, but I don't see him as a starter. I don't see him as a future player for a team that wants to compete. But he can be part of the rotation. I think he is an NBA player. But from that to be a starter is a big reach. So I don't see him as as good as other people see him, and I'm not so supportive of him.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's funny. Every time I get really down on Bull and tell people he's not the answer, he has one of these little summers that you mentioned where, the last 3 games, 19 points against the Nuggets, 18 against Memphis, 15 against Houston, 7 rebounds, 14 rebounds, and 4 rebounds, 4 blocks, and 2 blocks. It's like, I don't know, dude, maybe people just seem to forget how to play against him, because I feel like an extended run, he eventually gets taken advantage of. He has scored consistently throughout his career as the bottom tier defensively. He is a good shot blocker and shot deterrent, but he cannot stay in front of his guy very well. I mean, he's not the second coming of Wemby. I'll put it that way. But you know what? He did earn his flowers this week. So let's remind everybody about the man.
Look!
It's Bull.
When you're terrified and hanging from the Empire State Building, you call up Bull to come in and take over. And that's what the Suns have been doing. Like I said, it's not leading to wins, but potentially it's leading to showing a different option. Maybe he is a rotational player in this league. I mean, it's you can't argue with the numbers. There was, of course, kind of mental lapses in the play where it was just like, wait, how did you just have like a 3-point shot, a block shot, and then just get blown by 2 or 3 other times after that? So, you know, he's too skinny to be a center. I feel like, and that's kind of his challenge. We're playing him at the 4 position right now. And I feel like if he was a little bit bigger or quicker on his feet, he could play like a drop center, guarding the basket more and just kind of floating out there. But Bruce, I don't know. I mean, you're more of an analytics guy, right? From your digest time, you've looked at some of these numbers, I'm sure, a little bit deeper. What are your thoughts on could Bull play this center role?
So I kind of agree with you. I don't necessarily know with his frame if he could play a center in the NBA. I think he's more of a power forward fit, and I think that's why it's been hard for Bull to kind of get an opportunity in the league. Is no one really knows what position he can play. They don't know if they want to play him at the 4, if they want to play him at the 5, and that's why he's been moved around.
And he's even got run at the small forward position.
So it's been kind of crazy with Bull. I personally think having him at the 4 is pretty solid, because with Kevin Durant, he's another like 7-footer type player like that, and they don't play 100% the same type of basketball. But Bull can learn some stuff offensively and defensively from Durant. But I do have to agree with Wako. I don't think that Bull is a centerpiece for a team like pushing for contention. I think for the Suns right now, he's a silver lining piece that we're all excited about, just because he has been the guy to blossom up and been nice. But I was always under the impression that if the Suns weren't going to play Bull, give him to a team that would value Bull and try to get another piece back so that the Suns could have someone helping them out in a championship push. And I still think that that's something that could be done, after this season. But I'm very happy that he's able to showcase his skills, because like Wako mentioned, he's a fan favorite, and a lot of Suns fans wanted to see him come off the bench, specifically when we signed him to back-to-back years. He didn't really get that much playing time. I felt like he kind of deserved that, and it was kind of just like, why are we wasting this roster spot? So I'm at least happy now that he's like, we're not doing that, and we're at least using our roster spots and playing those guys at least and trying to see what they have. But I would agree that I don't think he's like a mountain mover for a championship, but it is nice to see that he is getting this run.
Yeah, we haven't like rediscovered how to play basketball thanks to Bull. Wako, I've got to ask you, because we've got I think some friends of yours here in the chat. Suns fans everywhere. Your guest from Argentina is a real Suns 100% supporter from the early 90s with Kevin Johnson. Martin says, unfortunately in soccer, he is anti-Boca Juniors. He was kind of an ambassador of the Suns, though. So what's Martin getting at here, Wako?
He was I used to play basketball. I'm not so tall. I used to play. I used to be a shooting guard back in my high school days, but I never grew up. I only grew older, so I stayed there. Now I play point guard when I played, because my height can. I don't have. I am like Tyus Jones. I can play in front of an hour or anything. So, but yes, I was a big fan since. Well, I became a fan in, I think, the previous year. We went to the finals. The previous year that Barkley came to the team, so I've been a fan since then, and Martin was a big fan of Michael Jordan. So
Ooh.
we played together in the same team from this for the same institution,
Mhm.
and we used to go one-on-ones after the practice. We stay like 1.5 hour playing one-on-one, and we were very competitive. He was Michael Jordan and I was KJ, so we used to play against us, and he's a friend of mine.
Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, you can just remind him that Jordan had a stacked team. He didn't win anything without Pippen. They got Dennis Rodman to him, so they built a super team. Before it was even even possible to do it. So Barkley was brought in and worked with Kevin Johnson trying to get it done. So it was an unfair deal. It was basically LeBron is better than Jordan, right, Bruce?
Yep.
We have to taunt them a little bit because we never forgive them for some of those cheap shots that they were able to knock in that '93 finals. So yeah, and remind him that the Bulls are trash right now. Tell Martin that the Bulls are trash. So yeah, nobody's calling up and being like, "Is Colby White available?" No, nobody's doing that. Right?
I think he's supporting the Warriors right now. So
so he's what we call a bandwagon fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's ever got the recent title chips? He's like, he likes the guys who've been good most recently. Well, one team that hasn't been among the best most recently in terms of winning titles, but is trending well in the Western Conference is the Memphis Grizzlies, who we lost 119 to 112, which means actually I don't even think. Yeah, the Suns did not cover. For all those that are interested in betting, the Suns did not even cover. They were not favored to win any of these games, and so if you took them with the points, you still lost. It was a tough week for them, but we went up against the Memphis Grizzlies, where Kevin Durant was back, and he played very well and played with Bol at his side. But he led the team 34 points, backed up by Bol with 18. Bol, yeah. Kevin Durant, 34 points is a great Kevin Durant game. 5 blocks as well thrown in there. A few rebounds, few assists. Bol, 18 points, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 4 blocks. Bol, okay, I'm sorry. I did not know he was stuffing the stat sheet quite as much as that he was doing there. But he had a heck of a run in this game, but it was not enough. Ja Morant leading the Memphis Grizzlies with 26 points, 6 assists. Desmond Bane chipped in 20. Jaren Jackson Jr. Had 17. Zach Edey, who I was hoping was going to fall to the Suns when he was kind of slipping a little bit in the NBA draft. Only 4 points. Did have 9 rebounds. Let me ask you this first, Bruce. You're a fan of just the NBA in general as well. Zach Edey, what do you think of his rookie year?
With Zach Edey, it was definitely a 180 on what I predicted. I'm not a big fan of players that are very talented in college, or the better players in college, players similar that win that award, because necessarily they're not really great in the NBA. But Zach Edey kind of changed that this year when he was selected 10th overall, and he's been solid for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's been one of their better rebounders. And he's had some foul trouble here and there in some games. He's also had some unplayability issues sometimes, depending on the matchups. But for a majority of the season, he's been pretty consistent for them. And in this matchup, again, wasn't the best versus the Phoenix Suns, but he was going up against 2 bigger guys in Kevin Durant and Bol, so he had a pretty decent matchup in front of him.
Mm-hmm. One thing I want to touch on, because Juan Carlos, our main guy, JC out of Chile, brought it up. The Bull being on the court and playing that 4 position allows Kevin Durant to play the small forward position. Why that's important? Well, Kevin Durant, we saw even going back to the Brooklyn Nets series, if he can kind of get forced off of his spots by bigger forwards and centers, he struggles a little bit more. Understandably, Kevin's never been a very big, I mean, he's tall, but he's not girthy type player. And he can kind of get muscled a little bit. But having Bull out there is a whole nother option because then it pulls that you can't have your power forward on Kevin Durant and then just have somebody even smaller on Bull who's even bigger than Kevin Durant. And that was brought up actually on Suns Jam where John was talking about that we get to see Kevin Durant playing at the 3 a little bit more. So Quaco, what do you think? Kevin Durant, is this something that you'd like to see moving forward? Is more Kevin Durant playing that small forward position?
He is definitely a small forward in my mind. He was his best was playing at small forward back in the days in Oklahoma. So I think that if the Suns wants to try to compete till the end of the season for a play-in spot, he must play small forward. That's the best part of moving ball into the lineup because, like Bruce says, he's there is a kind of struggling matchup for other teams because you have to play bigger guys to guard Kevin Durant, and you can play your usual small forward to guard KT, and also your power forward to defend ball. So it's going to be interesting how our coach used that. I think that it could be for the best for our team to use ball as a I don't know how to say anzuelo. It's like a how to use ball as an asset to guard to other people, to the other team to guard him and leave free Kevin Durant to in his usual small forward playing. I don't know how to say it, but I think the idea is you understand the idea.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Well, and it, I think also we've seen this team struggle defensively. So perhaps just putting out another player like Bull in the starting lineup. Then you have Nick Richards, Bull, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Kevin. I mean, should Bradley Beal be the starting point guard? Welcome, and thanks for waking up tonight.
Oh my goodness. I am so sorry I'm
And
late.
meet Waco live on air.
Hey, Wako. How are you? Great to meet you, man.
Great to meet you too.
Awesome.
But tell us, Kev, since
What
we're
are we
not
talking about?
playing much defense anyway, yeah, should and Tyus Jones, I feel like I'm in. John has convinced me of Suns Jam that Tyus is a good point guard, but not for this team, or at least not with this starting group. So when Bradley Beal is back, do you want to see a Beal, Booker, Durant, Bull, Nick Richards lineup?
I agree with the part of at least he's not fit for the starting lineup. He's more of a backup role, right? Because when he's coming off the bench, then normally the guys that he's going to be matched up with the guys that really, for most of the time, are not offensive guys that will hunt matchups and take advantage of him when he's coming off that bench. Normally, those guys are in the starting lineup, right? So at least not fit for the starting lineup. That's what I say. But in terms of when Beal comes back, I'd like seeing to see. I'd like seeing him going back to that starting lineup. But I don't know if I want Bobo out there with them. Um, I know Bobo has been playing just fine the last couple of games that he played, but I'd still want him to come off the bench.
Okay. Excuse me. And Kevin, what are you drinking today? You're just trying to wake up. And I get it. I get it. So Waco knows. Kevin, where are you based out of, and what time is it there? And come off mute and let us know too.
Oh, sorry. I'm in the Philippines, Waco, and
Oh.
it's midnight over here, 12:33, if I'm not mistaken.
So if he has any coffee, he's not going to sleep, and if he has any alcohol, he won't make it through this show right now. So that's where he's at.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about game number 3. Then let's keep the train rolling. Where the Suns dropped 111 to 119 to the Houston Rockets. Like I said, Blanche, this was just a tough week. And in this game, Kevin Durant goes off 37 points, 9 assists, went with his 7 turnovers. Bol also gets to start again, 15 and 4. There was no Devin Booker. I forgot to mention this in the Memphis game. He kind of, I'll be honest, like I heard it through the screen when he went in for a kind of a layup and he got twisted up. He landed hard on his culo. I can say that in Spanish because most of our audience is English speakers. But yeah, it looked painful, man, hitting his butt like that. And you heard him kind of scream out. And somehow he played through it. But I forget the exact terminology if they said contusion, so a butt bruise. But he might have had a butt bruise, a tailbone bruise. It looked pretty painful. So he did not play against the Houston Rockets. It was, can Kevin Durant will this team to a win? He cannot. He cannot take Colin Gillespie and Ty Washington Jr. Okay, I'm going to actually back up a little bit. Let's give the man his flowers. He did hit over 37,000 points this week. He deserves his drop.
They go to Kevin Durant. Out to Durant. Here's his 3.
All right, let me first start off by saying this. I'm always very tough on Kevin. The last 2 games were fantastic games, I think, overall from him, from a totality perspective. If he has to rely on Colin Gillespie and Ty Washington, like, I am excited that Coach Bud is tinkering with the lineups because he knows no help is coming. Cody Martin, and I even forgot the other guy's name, and he's currently apparently available, but Bud won't play him yet.
Micic?
Is it
Vasily Micic.
Vasily, yeah, Vasily, yeah, I can remember Vasily. But either way, he's just like, oh, who else do I have on this team? And I'm okay that he's testing these things. Like, hey, Bol in the starting lineup. What if we stretch him out even more? They're not going to know how to guard us. Play random, as he used to say in Milwaukee. Maybe that works. Ty Washington Jr. should not be getting 26 minutes, and Colin Gillespie getting 14 and a half minutes, and Mason Plumlee still getting over 17 minutes a game. There's just, like, what happened to Ryan Dunn? He got less than 10 minutes in the Houston Rockets game. Oso Ighodaro did not play. Monty Morris did not play. I like that he's trying new things, but I don't think you should just be like hitting the reset button on rotations. I think you test like, oh, what happens if we put a Bol in? Not what happens if we play all of the players that don't have contracts right now. So Bruce, break it down for me. What's happening here? To tap into your inner Bud. Explain it to me.
I can't explain
Bruce's
Coach
face.
Bud.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know, Coach. I don't know. Like it doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to force you into his brain, and you got to come up with an answer, Bruce.
I feel like there's so many questions to ask if you are Coach Bud. Why are, like you said, why weren't they playing Ryan Dunn and stuff like that? Why weren't they giving him an opportunity? I knew he was coming off the ankle injury and stuff like that. Monte Morris has been a player that was really, really exceptional, I believe, in December months when he was getting minutes, and then was completely taken out of the rotation through all of January. I believe he played versus Denver or Utah. I don't remember which one. He played in one of those games, but then after that didn't play. If you're having no Beal and you have no Booker and you want to kick the can for the game, I guess this is experimental for that reason. But I think there would be other players on this roster who have guaranteed contracts who deserve that playing time over some of those guys.
Yeah, I like Darth Vader saying, well, they were resting us so we could help Team C win in the Rising Stars tournament in the All-Star weekend.
That's true.
So, he's just trying to
Shout
help
out, John.
Malega. Why Oso Ighodaro can't play over Mason Plumlee, I don't know. That continues to be and maybe I remember we were also without Grace Allen for a couple of these games. Ty and Colin are supposed to be shooters, but Huaco, as you point out, you played a little bit in high school. You still play a little bit now. If you were a coach, what's happening in your mind? If you were Coach Bud, why are you playing, just throwing everything at the wall all at once?
If I am the coach right now, I will resign.
In disgrace, just say it's not helping.
Come on, guys. He's not being.
Oh my goodness.
I think a lot of the Suns fandom has been reluctant to see it, but he's not good. He hasn't been good all year. I know we've been really, really hard on the last coach, but he hasn't been any better than the last coach. So
it's actually been worse, statistically.
Yeah, statistically, Suns were better last year.
I'm not an statistic type of guy, but I can watch the game. I like to watch the flow of the game, and the Suns has not any flow in offense, in defense. They don't have a plan. He calls for a timeout. So and we came out after a timeout, and there is no play. It's just like to give the ball to KT or give the ball to Devin or give the ball to I don't know, or maybe we have two of the best scorers in the league, and they don't use them after a timeout, and you find like or Ryan Dunn or another player that doesn't have a good 3-point shoot, and he's taking the last shot or taking the shot after a timeout, and you see why the coach is calling for a timeout if he's not making a play. So if I were Badenholzer, I will resign.
Well,
after that, I would like to say I will keep playing ball as a starter right now.
Yeah.
I will reintroduce Bradley in the starting lineup too, and I will slide Tyus to the bench.
Well, that's what actually Juan Carlos brought up. That the G League players actually play pretty great. They're knocking out shots, and this one, Ty's had a couple of games where it's just like, I don't know what you're doing out there, pal. But they're bringing some stamina and some effort. So it wasn't certainly their fault that we lost. I was just more surprised that it was like, okay, what do I do? Do I try and win this game with some veterans that maybe I haven't been playing as much? No, 2 G Leaguers. Let's play them a good amount of minutes to try and get it done. So actually, I see a great question, and so I'm going to ask it of all of you.
Richard, what's happening?
So what is happening with his team? And that leads up to John Voida, who kind of set me up with this one. So do we fire him? Do we pay yet another coach not to be here? Do we have our 4th head coach in 4 years? So I'm going to ask this to all of you. I'm going to start with you, Kevin. We had Monty Williams, and then we let him go. And he went and signed that massive deal with the Pistons and then was fired. And so he's living the life of luxury where he doesn't work and gets like $70 million a year or something absurd over the next few years. Way to go, Monty Williams. Enjoy that, sir. Frank Vogel, it seemed to be that he wasn't holding the players accountable or something or other, and it just wasn't working. And now he's an assistant coach for the Mavericks. Coach Bud has been doing just about everything worse, record-wise, stats-wise, than Vogel in terms of leading this team. So, Kevin, do we fire him and go look for the 4th? Or do we say, okay, we know that Bud can be good. He's shown it in the past. He's coach of the year in the past. He's won titles as a coach in the past. Do we stick with him and just kind of say, you know what, Bud's our guy moving forward, and there's not going to be any change? Or option number 3, it's still same as option number 1, but it's more definitive. We hire Patrick Ewing, who's got experience coaching in this league.
What's with you and Patrick Ewing?
He would be phenomenal.
But I haven't heard Ewing's name.
Patrick rolling up and down the court. Do you think he'd let Bull get soft, man? He would be yelling at these guys getting soft on these boards. Patrick Ewing would be throwing himself out there.
Wasn't he a college coach?
He was Georgetown, where he was like good for like a year before like 3.
No. Let me answer this question. I think no.
Okay.
No, we don't.
As in you stick it out with Bud?
Yeah, I'd stick it out with Bud for 1 more year at least. But if I'm the Suns owner, Matt Ishbia, I'd look at the front office. That's the first one that I would look at.
That's interesting because I'm gonna ask you the follow-up, which is, it seems to be that Ishbia has been telling James Jones what to do, right? Go get me a Kevin Durant, trade everything we have to. Trade Chris Paul for Bradley Beal. This is what we're going to build. Isn't it just kind of scapegoating James Jones for doing exactly what you asked him to do? I mean, and also, wouldn't you want that guy on your team? Like, oh, I don't like him. He does exactly what I asked him to.
Well, that's the thing, though. Why do you want Matt to sell the team?
No, I love a $2.50 hot dog or whatever it is. I think that is a great deal, but I think it's just the basketball gods. We're just like, hey, we're going to change the rules on you. Big threes are out of season, and the Suns decided to have one of those big 3 guys have a no trade clause. So we're taking our medicine a little bit here, but I'm sorry. The question's for you guys. So, Kevin, you say stick it out with Bud?
Yeah, I think if the Suns are going to trade KD anyway, and try to do like a soft retool by getting some assets back, why not just stick it with Bud?
I feel like trading Kevin Durant would be a hard retool. That's not like we're just going to work around the margins here.
I think you're going to get some value still from KD, even though he doesn't sign an extension. Maybe try to get a decent rotation guy and a couple of picks. Just don't know which picks you can net for him with his contract about to expire next season. But I'd stick it out with Bud. We don't know for sure what will happen the second half of the season. I still have some hope, even though, despite the questionable coaching over the last few games. Um, but yeah, I try to stick it out with him because, as we have pointed out in the last season, continuity is still important. Um, but maybe just do not sign guys like Mason Plumlee. Um,
Well, and in fairness,
and it's tough.
yeah, the continuity I'd like to see.
Revealing the show on the sensual salute.
I'd love to see some more Sensual Salute continuity, Kevin. When you're ready, welcome back to the post-game Sensual Salutes. But let's turn now to Bruce. Bruce, do you keep Bud, or do you say, okay, I mean, nobody wants to keep firing and hiring, but if you know you also have a problem, it's important to end it as soon as you can, right? So is Bud a problem? Do you have to get rid of him? If we, for example, let's forecast it, right? Because if we win a title, he's staying, right? But let's say we are knocked out in the play-in tournament. You keep Coach Bud around? If money's no object, it's not your money, right?
It's such a hard question. It's like, if this wasn't 4 years in a row, I would say 100% because it's been the worst kind of stats. I know we've kind of gone over that, but like, I feel like what Kevin was saying is it gets to the point where we're just firing head coach after head coach after head coach after head coach that we're getting to the point to where we're just blaming the coach, and that's just not the clear issue. Like, there's got to be something else. Like, obviously the coach can be some part of the issue, but he's not just the issue. There's either front office, or it's the roster construction, or it's Matt Ishbia, like you said, pushing for these players to trade for all these guys immediately. There's got to be something that needs to be fixed about the landscape of the construction of the Suns to kind of build this team either around Devin Booker and Kevin Durant with players, or if Kevin Durant is going to be trading away Kevin Durant and getting another star-esque player that can play alongside Devin Booker, and then looking to move off Bradley Beal's contract to get other rotational pieces.
Okay, Guaco, what are you doing, Coach? Actually, you wanted him to resign. I mean, I assume that he's gone if this team doesn't turn around, right?
I'm a little bit on the other side. I think that I don't want to be a bad person here. I like him as a person. I think he truly wanted to come to the Suns. I love his press introduction. I loved him when he started coaching in the team. I think he's a guy to be here. He wanted to be here, but I don't see a playbook. I don't see. I can see him changing this team, leading this team to victory. I think he ran out of gas. He doesn't know what to do with the Twitter player he has. I know the roster construction is not good. I know that. We all know that, but there must be something to do. He can do something. I want to add to this that it's not all his fault, but because he has a lot of coaches around him, he brought the coaches he wanted, and he maintained David Fisdale too, and I don't know what Fisdale is doing with our defense. He's the one that is responsible for our defense. He hasn't done anything. I think our defense was even better the last season, but I have to assume that was Vogel work, not Fisdale work, because this year we have a better team, better players, and we are still playing, not playing to what we can play, to our expectations. So I don't know. It's kind of. I think I don't want to talk about Matt Ishbia money, but I know Matt has the money to pay another coach. So if we have
Do it, Matt.
if you have if
I'll pay
yeah
$3 for a hot dog.
uh, when I went to the court, to the stadium, it wasn't so cheap because there was another owner, but
Yeah.
you have to assume that maybe it's not the path we have to follow. So, but if you have any pride, bye bye.
Right. Well, and that's kind of where I'm at as well. I think we're in sync there, Waco, is that, if Bud is I'm not saying he's a problem. I'm saying he's also not a solution to the problem at this point. It just doesn't feel like it. I would probably give him another year regardless, but I'd have to see something from him in the second half of the season. Oh my gosh. I hear my congestion. There's a few of us that have colds on this podcast. I'm hearing it now, but no. But I think you're right. Like the brain trust of this, like David Fisdale, James Posey, Brent Barry. Like I've never seen like a more relaxed coaching staff that's just like, what do you want us to do? They just don't seem to have any answers, and it's frustrating to see. Monty Williams kind of made it feel like a family. He was hugging Chris Paul in the Western Conference Finals. You'd see like players get frustrated, like as if they let their coach down. Then we were like, all right, no more of that. You can only be positive, motivational guy for so long before people start tuning you out. Let's go X's and O's defense. Okay, bye, Frank Vogel. Let's go X's and O's offense. I don't even know if we're seeing the X's and O's part from Bud, because I'll point out a correction, because I've said a few times too, I don't like as much of the ISO that Kevin Durant does. But I also now see in the stats, as was pointed out in other podcasts, that Kevin Durant is actually the most efficient, I think, in the league in isolation opportunities. But Waco, kind of what you were saying, you call a timeout, and the play seems to be either get it to Booker, get it to Durant, and let them just decide how they want to attack the basket and get a shot off. It's not like I'm expecting a lot more motion and getting guys open, and I just don't feel like it's happening as much. So I just don't know exactly what Bud is bringing. At this point, I'd like to see a coach just like, I'd like to see Fisdale get up and throw his chair, across the court and just be like, play defense, and then get thrown out of the game. And just, but like, somebody needs to kind of tap into the frustration of the crowd, of the fan base, and just say, you know what, everyone needs to grow up. We got to play better. We can't have the most expensive roster. And I think that says something about the coaches then too. We can't have the most expensive roster and be a below 500 team, because it looks bad for the coaches and their future stops. It looks bad for the players and their future stops. So, yes, I can at your back. Sorry, Kevin. I am way behind when that's going up there. But that's kind of where I'm at, is that it doesn't make a lot of sense. I got to see more from Coach Bud the rest of this year. And it doesn't include just playing Ty and Colin Gillespie when you get the chance. I got to see some more. So let me ask you guys this before we go into the boom room. Who was your player of the week?
Shazam!
Yes, your Shazam player of the week. Who is he? It's not Bradley Beal. He was not playing, so we can go ahead and eliminate his name. But Quaco, what about? Let's start with you on this one. Who was the best player in the Suns this week?
Whoa. I can troll and say Mason Plumlee, but I will not.
Don't. No. Hold on. No. Anyway, it was nice to have an Argentinian guest on the show. All right.
I would say it's got to be KT, because he reached the milestone of the 30,000 points, and I love him in the team. I never thought we were going to have a player like him playing for the Suns. So I love the guy. I love what he brings to the team. I know he gets a lot of criticisms, but he's the player of the week for that and for being the leader of this team right now, because I don't see the leadership that he brings to the court in not even in Devin, not even in of course not in Bradley. So he's got to be the player of this week.
All right. I like it. Bruce, what do you think?
I think that Waco hit it home with the Kevin Durant, but I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go Bull just.
I was wondering if we get a Bull mention.
Just due to the fact that he actually got the playing time this week and proved it to us this week. You know what I mean? He actually not only looked good in that Utah Jazz game before on Friday, where we were like, oh, he has that cool behind the back pass. Maybe he's making some cool plays to, all right, he's consistently doing well to in that Grizzlies game. He was starting to matching getting, I believe he had 18 rebounds in the Grizzlies game. So just absolutely insanity out of Bull this week. Him and Kevin Durant are basically only two glimmers of shining bright light this week as Phoenix Suns fans. So at least we got to see those two great things.
All right. Kev, what do you say?
Oh, KD, no question. 35 and a half per game, the last two games. So after his injury, so he's been phenomenal all year, but it's been overshadowed by the struggles of this team.
All right. Well, and then I guess I'll break it up even more. Royce O'Neal. No, just kidding. He doesn't get it. It's Kevin Durant. It's Kevin Durant for me as well. Kevin Durant has just been playing on fire. I will say this. Let me ask you guys real quick before he hit the boom room. Kevin Durant in his post-game interview against the Rockets, he's not the most media-friendly fan for fans guy I've ever met. I remember people sometimes getting upset with like DeAndre Ayton and being like, DA, he's too relaxed. He's like, oh, I get to play today. Oh, I'm really excited. I love playing basketball. And he just always looked happy to be there. But you're like, so many fans were like, he needs to focus. He needs to pay more attention. Kevin Durant, they talked about, he had 7 turnovers in that game against the Rockets. And he said, I'm going to be aggressive. Suns fans just have to deal with it. I'm going to try and make stuff happen. Now, we gave him the Shazam Player of the Week with a bull nod as well. In the 3 games this week, going back, he didn't play, so he only played in 2 of them, but 34 points, 37 points. He did have 8 turnovers across the 2 games. But I don't know. Suns fans just have to deal with it. Was I the only one to be like, shut up, Kevin, play better?
No, I mean, you just got to deal with it because, especially that last game from against the Houston Rockets, he's the only one that's basically a threat out there with great.
Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal hit like 3 for 3 the start of the game, and then just went ice cold the rest of the way.
Yeah.
So you just got to deal with his turnovers, man. Especially if he's the only one out there, he's gonna turn the ball over.
Let's focus on positivity. We've milked 3 games to death, 3 terrible games. Let's focus on the fun stuff. But Bruce, did you have something real quick?
All I was going to say is that Tyus Jones had multiple turnovers in that Houston Rockets game. So
6 turnovers, I believe.
Yes. Kevin Durant slack on the turnovers, in my opinion, shouldn't be a big deal when players like Booker and Beal are out, because people were harping on Booker at the start of the season, and it was due to the fact that he was just getting triple teamed at the top of the key. So I think when the one stars playing by themselves, the slack from the fans should be regressed a little bit.
It is funny. I'll mention that because it made me think of this. The Bradley Beal hate has been like Bradley Beal statistically has had a good, not great season, but he's a good player regardless of how you slice it. Now, is he worth as much money as you're paying him? Most people would say absolutely not. And that's where it kind of gets interesting, because it's like, and Nurk was the same deal. It was like, how much are we paying Nurk? We can't do any better than what Nurk's doing. Kevin Durant is a max player. Tyus is a minimum contract player. Do we have to give Kevin Durant grace because Tyus Jones was screwing up? I'll answer that question for you. Yes, because we want the team to win overall. But I'm just saying there is an argument for Suns Twitter out there to be like, look, price per turnover. Price per turnover. That's essentially what they're saying right now.
Do
So
you remember when James Jones could not do wrong because he's on a minimum? Turnout.
it's true. Well, we've got a special guest here, guys. We are going to Argentina. So let's first buy him a drink in the club. But let's do the one with the music. That would be better.
What's the name of that nightclub of yours again?
You talking about the Boom Boom Room?
Yeah, the Boom Boom Room. That's it. Funky. Yeah. Funky. Yeah. Funky. Yeah. Funky. Yeah.
Welcome into the Boom Room, Suns fans. Hopefully, this is just it's not better. Jeez, out of the gate, it's much. So says Jay chose violence this morning. Okay, but let's talk a little bit about Suns playing, Suns fandom. We're going to Argentina, ladies and gentlemen, and our special guest Waco. Let's touch on let's start right with the Suns fandom. How and why did you become a Suns fan?
Well,
I mean, you mentioned a little bit of Charles Barkley. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know when, especially, but it was the season. I used to be an anti-Bulls guy, anti-Chicago guy, so I used to like all the teams that went in front of them in the finals. So I used to root for the Lakers. I used to root for the Blazers the previous years, but there was something like I like a lot in Phoenix and in Seattle in that time. So I was like a fan of both teams, like the Supersonics and the Suns.
Ooh.
But my favorite player was playing in the Suns in that time, so that leads me to root for the Suns, and I became a fan there. Definitely in the season, we went to the finals. It was like it was a great time. I don't know why. I was 10 years old, and when we did that run to the finals, it was like a magical time for me. So that was definitely the moment when I started to like the Suns, and I became a big fan. It's my I love soccer and I love basketball, and I can say that I have a big love for the Suns, and as I have for my team in soccer here in Argentina. So it's like when the Suns lose, I am really sad, and when the Suns win, I am really happy. Yeah, that was a moment.
Yeah. Wait. So you were 10 years old when the Suns were in the 93 finals?
Yeah.
God, I tell you what, I don't know what your skin regimen is, my man, but yeah, I thought you were younger than I was. You look young. But I think
thank you.
Yeah. Bruce actually might look the oldest out of all of us, but I think he's the baby of the group too. So it's the Boston beard. They go through some hell out in Massachusetts. Yeah. So is Charles Barkley is your favorite player of all time, or
No, I'm sorry to let you down, but my favorite
No, that's
player,
fine. Yeah,
of
you
course.
can say Horatio Lamas, or you can
Do
say
see it?
Elliot Perry. Let's see.
Oh.
A Kevin Johnson trading card. Boyd is going to come back here in the chase. He's going to put his breakfast burrito down, and Jesus. Yeah, Boyd is going to come back and he loves himself some Kevin Johnson, managing editor of Bright Side of the Sun and host of Suns Jam. But yeah, so tell us a little bit about just Kevin Johnson.
I love his style of playing. I love his leadership. I think that he was the real leader of that team.
Ooh,
I,
shots fired.
yeah. He embraced the Suns culture. I think that maybe his problems later with his well, his family problems maybe brought him down in some for some fans, but I think that he's he's maybe the second best point guard we ever had in my
Ooh.
lifetime. I think just a little shy from Steve. I think Steve was uh,
Ooh, wait,
he
so
was
who
the
would you
real
put?
deal. But
Yeah,
I
because we've got
love
some great point guards.
yeah, Jason Kidd, Penny. Well, but I think that even CP3, I love CP3 too, but KJ is. If I have to do a starting lineup of things my first day of fans till now, I will put KJ in the point guard lineup. He's going to be in the starting lineup, of course.
Yeah.
So he's my beloved one.
KJ, he could do it all. He shoot, play defense, distribute. He was the total package type player. And let's see what we'll talk to us a little bit. I mean, most of us can just assume Argentina is a soccer country, right? Football. You guys love that sport. But where does basketball rank, and where is the Suns fandom? Like when you tell your friends, "Oh, I'm a big fan of the Phoenix Suns," are they like, "Who? You mean the LA Lakers, right? Like, or somebody else, or the Warriors?" But you're like, "No, the Suns. They've never won ever, but they will someday."
Well, we are a soccer team. We are like 3 times world champions. Right? No, we are 3 times world champions. We won the last one in Qatar. In Qatar, yeah, it was in Qatar. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
so
Uh, we love soccer, but we also love basketball. There are a lot of playgrounds in all Argentina. We are a big country. We are a big country. We are not like the states, but we are a big country. I know we are the seventh largest country in the world. Uh, so there is a lot of places like we have a we have really cool areas like Iowa, and we have hottest places, but in the cold areas you can play soccer because soccer is like football. You have to play in the I don't know how to say it, but in open spaces.
yeah.
So there are a lot of playgrounds there, not playgrounds, but how do you say?
Soccer fields or basketball courts?
No soccer fields. Like you have basketball gyms to play because you have there is so much cold there, so you have to play
Indoor.
in closed areas. Yes,
Indoor.
so like if you know, Manu Ginobili went from a place where there is it's a windy city, so you have a lot of wind, and there are a lot of gyms there, and people only play, or not only, but they most play basketball there. So we love basketball. It's like how to how to rank it. I don't know. Maybe it's the second or third or even fourth sport in Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
And well, people know about the Phoenix Suns. NBA is a big deal here in South America, in Argentina. Uh, people watch. There are I have the NBA League Pass because I like to watch all the teams, and if I have time, I watch like I used to watch a lot of basketball if I can. Um, but if you don't have the NBA League Pass, you have ESPN or the NBA official channel, and you have like 10 or 12 uh, games a week. So you really have access to the product. People know what Phoenix is. Uh, we had a big fan base in the 90s, back in the 90s, and in the last years we started regrouping again. With some friends we started a WhatsApp group. When we talk, we have a lot of going on there, and we always try to add people to that group. And yes, there is people that roots for the Suns, but well, we are not like the Lakers or the Knicks. The Knicks have a huge fan base here too. The Heat, they have two, and of course the Warriors are
Yeah.
like the team that is the, I don't know how to say, but
It's a team
it's in
for
fashion
people
right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's in
a
fashion
team
right
that,
now.
yeah, for people that don't understand basketball, that's a great team for people to root for. So if your name happens to be Martin, that's probably your team, because you don't understand basketball. But no, well, so is it fair to say then that the greatest NBA player to ever come out of Argentina is, well, let's see here. Actually, King Nacho said Manu, but let's be honest. It's Luis Scola, right? The former Phoenix Sun
Former
great.
Phoenix Sun.
I know Luis didn't have a good time in Phoenix, but he's like our captain.
He was one of
He
the best players we had during a very terrible year.
That I think that season was I don't know. We lost by a margin of time. The I think that he playing with Steve would have been a great fit, because Luis used to play a lot of pick and roll, and but he couldn't play it with Steve. Steve left
Yeah.
that year to the Lakers, so
Like,
he
Goran was
playing
point guard then. Yeah.
he playing next to Marcin wasn't a great fit.
Oh yeah, Marcin
Uh,
Gortat, the Polish hammer.
no, I hated Martin. Sorry, Polish fans, but I hated him. But well, and Scola didn't play well that year. But if you go to the Rockets fan base, they really like Scola, because he was a usable player and service. I don't know. It wasn't the time for him.
Yeah, Luis Scola's good years were with the Rockets.
Yeah, we he was as we'd say, a little long in the tooth by the time he came to the Suns, and we were just in such dire straits. I think that we were just like, all right, Goran Dragic, Michael Beasley, Luis Scola, Marcin Gortat, go win us some games. And as soon as they saw that wasn't going to happen, it was the beginning, or at least early, of that full rebuild. Well, so now we get into, I guess, learning a little bit, right, about where you're from. And let's see, where? Oh, there we go. Okay. I thought I just dropped out of that chat. That would have been horrible. But let's so I've done this a few times now. 2 episodes ago, I played the wrong one. Kevin remembers that horror story. So let's hopefully I get this one right. Oh, I should probably include the music, huh? That would have helped. Wait, can you guys hear that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry. Crank it back up.
It's a great piece of music.
It starts slow. Relax. Makes me want to swirl my wine. It's soccer and beef. Oh, that kind of picks up a little bit. All right. I mean, yeah, I see Bruce is like, oh, wait a minute. Here we go now. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to go further just because we're trying to keep it under a certain time limit if we can. But hey, that was good. That might be the best national anthem we've got to play so far.
I don't want to be, but I don't want to be a hateful person. I want to be invited again, but I will say that
I didn't play the wrong one, did I?
No. It's really fine. That's our national anthem, but I think that is one of the best national anthems in the world.
We're not gonna say you can't come back because of that. We've listened to
no
national anthems.
No. I love the U.S. National anthem. Is a really good one too, but I think that our piece of our national anthem is one of the best in the world. It's like it's next to the Marseillaise, the French national anthem. I think that's the other one that is really, really, really good, and the Brazilian anthem is really good too.
Okay. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah, there's we should do that at some point. Put together like our top 5 national anthems. Because a lot of them I feel like are just very orchestral, and they sound kind of old, and they're kind of a little from a different era, and so it's hard to kind of like nobody's dropping a beat, getting pumped up for play. So, but there's a few standouts for sure.
It's an 18th century piece of music, so it is going to sound old.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Well, let's see here. So, learning about Argentina a little bit. I don't know. Well, let me ask actually our co-host a little bit, get them drawn back in here. Bruce, have you ever been to Argentina?
No, I have not. I have not been to Argentina.
You know where Argentina is?
I believe so. Yes, I know what the country.
No. Let's dive deeper. Why don't you tell us where it's at? Don't you start Googling either. We'll know.
No, I'm not.
Kevin, don't do it either. It's coming to you.
It's next to Brazil, correct?
Yeah, in the south of Brazil.
Yeah.
And it's like a long strip kind of shape, right?
Kind of. That could be confused with another country as well.
That's
That's
Chile.
That's Chile.
Juan Carlos is losing his mind.
I didn't want to say it because Juan Carlos is going to be mad at me, but Chile is a strip right at our left.
Okay.
Yes. You're like a full strip steak, whereas Juan Carlos's country is like
It's not like this. It's not the skinny one. It's the more like thicker one. It's like
it's the cut slices of beef that you want at the restaurant, not the skinny one. Stop being a bully, Jake. My goodness, I am being nothing but hospitable here. Do not listen to this gentleman, sir. He is not representative of anything in this Suns fandom. Well, let's see. Kevin, what is
You
the
are a
capital?
bully.
What's the capital of Argentina?
That's it.
Buenos
That's an easy
Aires?
one.
Buenos Aires? Or is it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
All right. And then what?
Hit the hook.
Last one I'm going to tee off on you guys on. First one that gets it gets 1,000 points. Bruce, Kevin, what musical dance style is?
Oh, tango.
Oh, boom. Okay, you knew exactly where I was going. Yeah, and perhaps that was the best. As Bruce, like,
I was just
I don't know.
I was just about to say that music, the national anthem music, is kind of like tango-like.
Well, so yeah, Wacko, that help educate our listeners. So when Suns Planet does a Suns Planet Visits episode, we want to learn all that we can, in a limited amount of time about a country. So like, we know that's the bigger strip. We know that there's the tango. We know about Buenos Aires. I've been drinking a nice Malbec from Mendoza area, Valle de Uco, But yeah, tell us. Maybe start with what is the most misunderstood thing about Argentina?
Well, there is one thing that is a really misunderstood thing in the States in the last years. Some people call us racist. I don't know why, because racism is not like a patrimony. I don't know how to say it, but it's not something about the countries. It's all over the countries. It's all over society. We all have some kind of racism in our cities and in our societies. So I don't know why in the social networks we used to see posts about how Argentinians are racist, and we are not. We have some things like we used to call like we are from we have European origins because there's a lot of people that have Italian and Spanish roots, German roots, and Polish roots. We have a lot of European immigration, but we also have a lot of Indian people. We don't have black people. I don't know why. Yeah, I know why. There was some kind of
Sorry, doing American is just sounding hilarious. Like we don't.
No,
look.
No,
okay, I don't know why with the blacks are.
Maybe no. I like to explain myself. Maybe we don't have. Maybe I don't use the right words. I know that. So
no, exactly.
Don't misunderstand me, but yes, try to understand where I am talking to from. So sorry, but we have a lot of we didn't have a lot of black immigration to Argentina, but the people that was that we have black origins too, but there was like in some place in the history of the country, they were marginalized, and we didn't have a lot of mix. We have a lot of mixed people.
Mm-hmm.
So Indian people, black people, and white people, they mix together. So
right.
If you look at my skin, I'm more browny. I don't know how to say it. I'm not white. I'm not black. We're a lot like me. So we are not and some people in the US say, oh, they don't have black people in their national soccer team like French team has or some other teams have. But because we are like this, because we have a mixed culture, we have. I am. If you, I wasn't going to say this, but I am. I have roots from Russia, from Turkey, from Spain, and from Italy. My mother is Jewish, and my father is Catholic. So we don't have a racism problem. We have more like I don't know how to say it, but I don't want to sound communist, but we have some money racism, if you understand me.
So economic
But economic racism,
disparities, yeah.
Disparity, yes, but no, not other. It's not a problematic. Racism is not a problematic thing here in Argentina, and I think that is the most misunderstood thing right now in the world about us.
Kevin, what are your thoughts on racism? No, I'm just kidding. Don't you agree with So Says Jay again? You stay out of this. Do you not encourage him? Do you not encourage him in the chat?
But you did.
It was not like that. It was an example of like what we don't say. It was, and it was pretty. Yeah, stop it. Bruce gets me. He's used to that Boston talk anyway. Let's jump into the food. So,
Jake,
yeah, no, this is something that's very interesting though, because being married to a Venezuelan, this is something I've learned a lot about South America, and perhaps Waco, this is something that you've kind of experienced because you've been to the United States. Is that race relations is looked at a little bit differently in different countries, so it's much more sensitive here in the United States for obvious reasons. Because of our history. But in other countries, it's just like, as you point out, it's not, you guys don't view it as that. You view it as more economic challenges across different groups as something that you're trying to work on and improve. I think that's just something that's kind of unique about the Americas in general. I do not have the Niagara Falls behind me. Waco, tell the folks what is behind me. Thank you for John for trying to get me out of. See, this is why Americans get nervous about talking about race relations.
That's not the Niagara Falls. That's Iguazu Falls. That is in the north part of our country. It's in my. Here we don't have states. We have provinces. That's my province. I was born there, near there, in the capital city of that province, and it's a really, really nice place to go. It's bigger than the Niagara Falls, and as you see, you have a part that is Argentinian part, and you have in the other side the Brazilian part. So we share that. Yeah, it's in the border. If you go there, you have a place like I know that there is a place in the states that is the five
points
states, the 5 points. Well, that is the 3 point, but the 3 point states between Argentina, Paraguay, and Brazil. You have a place that is it's like we call it the triple frontera, the triple frontier.
Okay. Sorry. I'm fighting out these fun comments in the chat. They want us to move on from the race stuff, but no, I like this. So the border of Paraguay and Brazil, it's absolutely gorgeous. So in English, you Google the Devil's Throat, and that's what it comes out to is this location placed behind me. So let's get into food. Food's a safer subject. Apparently. You don't have to talk about everything on the screen. I'm just going to scroll it. But at Waco, let's say you are being asked or you get the opportunity to say, I want an Argentinian traditional dinner. Walk us through it. What's going to be made? What are you eating? What are you drinking? And yeah, and I'll Google it in the background. You tell me what you're having though.
Well, if you come to Argentina, you have to taste the asado. That is, asado is our barbecue, but it's much better. So much better than the
Number
barbecue.
one.
Yeah, you have to. Our meat is the best in the world. So you have to taste that. Asado is the first one. You go to a place to eat asado, or you go to a friend's house and he makes asado for you. He cooks the asado for you.
Yeah,
That's the
Walker,
first
would it
one.
be fair to say that have you? Well, let me ask you this: in your dating history, have you ever dated a vegetarian in Argentina?
No, I haven't.
I feel like that it's just not a popular thing to do. This is a very meat-heavy country. Would that be fair to say?
But no. There's a lot of people that is vegetarian.
Okay.
I have some friends.
But your meat is so delicious.
My sister used to be a vegetarian. She only half vegetarian because she used to eat only fish, but
pescatarian.
no. Yeah, no. But I haven't dated someone who is vegetarian. No.
All right, and
The next
Voida
one,
asks, what's the difference between asada and asado? It's one's the woman and one's the man, right? No, that's not true.
No, you can
Kevin, stop laughing at
do,
that was a dad joke right there.
You can do some meat that is called carne asada, but it's not the same as asado. Asado is like more like a meeting between friends. You go to an asado. Do you understand that? We are going to make a barbecue, and we used to say, vamos a hacer un asado. Do you understand that?
So like a friend's barbecue, like we're all going out to have a bunch of beef, and they're cooking up some beef. It's asado, right?
But it's not like one beef. It's like that picture you're showing. It's like that. It's a lot of meat, a lot of. There is not only meat. We have chorizos. That is like how do you say it? It's like other parts of the animals that you can use to do other things, and it's like wow, it's mind blowing. It's really good, really tasty.
All right. Well, let's stay on this hunger tour. Sorry, and I'm just showing pictures in the background, but if you tell us again, what's the ideal meal? You start off with you're going to have some asado. You're going to have some friends over.
Asado
and
first.
A little bit of a barbecue.
Then you can ask for a milanesa. That is like how do I say it? It's meat too, but with I don't know how to say it, but it's like with some things in the middle, like with bread. I don't know how to say it, but if you ask for a milanesa, you're going to love it too. Milanesa with fries. You always ask milanesa with fries, and it's going to be really good one. After that, we have a tradition of.
Let me pull it up here. This will help this will help everyone's mouth water a little bit. Is this? Did I spell it correctly? Milanesa. So
that
it looks like
milanesa.
a schnitzel from Germany. Actually, it looks similar, but I see the milanesa with the fries there too.
Yeah, with fries.
But you said you usually have this with bread, so it's more of a sandwich.
No, we have you can make a sandwich of milanesa. There is a lot of places that make it with like a sandwich, but if you if you like only in the plate, you can eat with fries too.
Okay.
I'd prefer it with rice.
Milanesa. We've had some asado. What else we having?
A lot of pasta. We have great pasta here, and I don't know if better than Italian, but it's really nice. You have really good pizza here. The Argentinian pizza, the Buenos Aires pizza, is really good. I can say that it's better than the New York pizza.
Oh,
Oh, shots fired.
So much
in
better
fairness,
than
I
the New
think
York
New York's
pizza.
overrated too, and I'm guessing Bruce is with me on that.
Yeah, Boston hates
And
New York.
Yeah.
Well, Bruce is nervous to associate with me at this moment.
No. The pizza is 100% overrated. I've had it before. I'd say Connecticut pizza low key is better.
Ooh, wait, what's Connecticut pizza?
Just like flat pizza, just like New Haven style, like
a
bar straight pizza.
Let me tell you, that
All
fettuccine
right, so we
looks
got some
good.
pasta. Let me take a look at
And
pizza.
you can try to in the same places that you eat pizza. They used to sell you empanadas
Oh,
that
yes.
are I don't know how to say, but it's like it's not a sandwich, but it's a piece of how can I say it? It's like that's one. That's the pictures of empanadas. I don't know how
Well, it's
to.
like an encapsulated dough, a bread, right, with meat inside.
Yeah, you have meat. You can put everything. You can put ham. You can put cheese. You can put tomato. You can put everything inside, and it's really good here in Argentina.
And anything else we're gonna have here?
That's what that those will be my first choices. And
What are we washing it down?
maybe no.
What are we drinking?
If you like fish, we have a great river fishes to eat too. But I don't like fish, so I can tell you which ones are really tasty.
Okay, some fish out of the river. Gotcha. But what are we washing it down with? I know I told you I was drinking Malbec, but I know you're not a wine guy. So what's an Argentinian beer or spirit that you're drinking?
There is one that I really like. That is the Patagonian IPA. That is really good.
How do you spell with a
Patagonia beer is it's really one, a really good one, and we have really good places to drink. How do you say? It's not handmade beer, but it's not. The words are not coming. Sorry. Handcraft beer.
okay?
So we have a lot of handcraft places here in
Who's
Buenos
that
Aires
shouting
and
in the
all over.
giving you the handcraft? Is that the missus?
So
Is that Miss Huaco that's telling you handcrafted in the background?
yeah.
Kevin's wife does that a lot to him too, especially when I start talking race relations about the Philippines. Stop it, Kevin! Don't laugh at that. So it's not handcrafted. So it's not. So this would be like more of a mass-produced beer. Would that be fair? Like, would this be like your Budweiser?
Quilmes is like Budweiser here in Argentina.
Okay. So you had a few of these when you guys won the World Cup?
Yeah, a lot.
Well, do you have any any liquor that you prefer? Gosh, when I was in Colombia, they were giving me aguardiente. I think left and right. Do you have like a
something
local
here
spirit?
that is. You have something here that is called caña. That
Caña.
is really, yeah, it's really, really, really alcoholic. The grade
Is it
of
Caña Rica?
alcohol is uh, is uh, I don't like it, but sometimes
Oh, it's an
if you
aguardiente.
want to get if you got to get drunk, you drink it, and we have also a drink that is called Fernet that we mix it with
Oh yeah,
Coke,
Fernet.
Coca-Cola.
Oh sure,
Yeah, Fernet.
absolutely. No, yeah,
Fernet is
Fernet
really,
Branca.
really good. Yeah, Fernet Branca.
Yes.
Yeah.
If anyone's ever had Fernet, the way I describe it when I was bartending, it smells like freshly turned dirt,
Sí.
which doesn't sound immediately appealing, right? But like you get it nice and chilled in a glass. Bruce, I'm telling you, you'd love it. It would drink away all of your pain in Boston. But that it's a common thing to offer the bartender a bartender's handshake, which means you're buying him a shot of Fernet here in the States. And but yeah, we used to make cocktails like especially around Halloween, October, where it's like fall and we've got our graveyard kind of themes. Having that Fernet smell just hits you because the herbaceousness is very just like fresh dirt, like you're out in a garden or something. It sounds not great to drink. It is great to drink though, but I have not had it with Coke yet. I bet it'd be pretty good.
If you mix it with Coke, it's really, really good because you mix the bitter with the how do I say it, with the
sweetness
Coke that
Coke?
is the sweetness of the Coke, and it's really, really good, really, really good.
Oh, here we go. And this is see, Martine, this is why we like you. We're not bullying you. We're just, we're making you feel like not super welcome because you're a Bulls fan. You hurt our feelings once 30 years ago. But there is a place in Vegas he mentions. Name is Rincon de Buenos Aires. You can taste all the things that Huaco is mentioning here so far. So actually, I have to go out to Vegas for work in a couple of months. So I will have to write down this location. But
thank you, Martin.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. Let's stay. I don't know, Bruce, Kevin. Do you mind if we stay on food a little bit longer?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So we talked a little bit about the drinks. We talked a little bit about. We're having a lot of meat so far, but talk to us a little bit about the alfajores.
Alfajores, yes.
Yeah.
They are like a piece of chocolate, and the traditional ones are made with chocolate and with dulce de leche. There is, I think you don't have dulce de leche in the States.
It's in the my wife loves dulce de leche cakes and stuff like that. But yeah, it's kind of like a caramel flavoring, right?
Yeah, it's like it's like our peanut butter, because it's we put dulce de leche in everything here. So it's alfajores are made traditionally with chocolate and with dulce de leche, and they are really good too. You have to try the Havana ones.
I bet. Okay. Let's see. We talked empanadas, Argentinian pizza. Oh my God. I think you read this article. Yerba mate. You're drinking that right now. Fernet and Coke. Oh my God. You did read this article. Or this article. Really? Malbec. That's what we're drinking here. Fugaza. Back to the pizza. Okay.
It's like pizza.
Chimichurri, of course, chimichurri. We'll talk a little bit about that. Milanesa. But what I really wanted to do is, because I know Kevin's got to go, is give Kevin a shot at asking another question before he has to hop off about learn about Argentina, so that Kev can impress his wife when and she's like, "What did you even do today?" And he can be like, "I learned about Argentina and race relations thanks to Jake, but mostly about Argentina." Go ahead, Kev. What questions do you got?
I'm with John here. He wanted to ask about supermodels.
Juaco, yeah, how to put this politely. Where's Sosei J when I need him? There are some beautiful women that come out of Argentina, second only to Venezuela, I have to say, because my wife is upstairs. But Argentina competes pretty broadly on the Miss Universe competitions. You guys have definitely some international models, some Victoria's Secret talent. I know. Look at Bruce getting excited. He's leaning closer to the camera now, as if I'm going to show pictures. Here we go. Argentina models. I don't know. Watch it. This is not going to turn out well.
I'm gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Let's just say here. I'm not going to hit images because I don't think my filter's on. Even though it's a work computer, but yeah, you've had some beautiful women come out of this country. So Kevin drops off. So talk to us a little bit about it. I mean, the standards of beauty in Argentina.
Let's put it this way: we have, thanks to our not racism.
Don't drag me back
society. Thanks to that, we have a lot of mixed people. So when you mix, you have the it's like food. If you mix a lot, you're going to get a lot better product. So Argentinian people, Argentinian girls are really, really, really beautiful. I don't know how to say it, but I love my product from here, the Argentinian girls. Yeah, if you look around all over the places in South America, there are a lot of nice girls and nice boys too. But in Argentina, I think that there are two places that you have to go if you want to see the most beautiful girls in Argentina. One is Rosario, and the other one is my province, Misiones. You have there a lot of nice girls and boys too.
All right. Well, let me ask you real quick, because like I said, I'm not going to hit images. I don't know what's going to pop up if I do. But in dating culture in Argentina, this is something that I learned dating a Venezuelan, in full disclosure. So especially in the Midwest in the United States, we're very casual when we go out on dates. And for example, my wife still talks about how I showed up in a polo shirt and blue jeans for our very first date. She thought that was almost unacceptable. She showed up in a very nice dress. What is the dating culture in Argentina? Is it more casual, or is it like women are always dressing their best? And do they still kind of have that mentality of like first date, you dress to impress?
It's more like it's a relaxed structure of dating. I know some people is like, if you don't take me out to the best place in the town, you're not going anywhere. But I used to have a lot of Tinder dates too, and those were like relaxing. It's
go over to a neighborhood asado and just kick back with a couple of cold ones.
No, just go out for a drink, go out to watch a movie, and then some eating, but not to a fancy restaurant or fancy places. Yeah, just more relaxing. But it's go more like it's more it has to be more with the people you're going out to with, or that is it's not you I don't have to sorry, I I can give you a general opinion about that, because it has to be more with which one you're going out with than with the generality of situations.
Sure.
You know.
Everything's unique. Yeah. I'm trying to help Bruce out because Bruce got his cap on. He's got his hoodie on.
Yep.
He looks like he's not getting ready to go out on a date right now.
If Bruce come to Argentina, I will take him out and I will introduce him to a lot of persons.
Oh,
His flight has
Oh.
just been booked with all of this
Yeah.
pull up Argentina fans.
I'll be on a flight tomorrow.
And they'll bring you some of that good Boston beer, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've already gone an hour and 45 minutes. This has been way too long, but it's been fantastic the whole way, and I appreciate you coming on, Oaxaco. Real fast before we go, just because he has been making some news. We don't usually know, to be honest, who always the different leaders, prime ministers, presidents are of different countries. But your guy is a little bit unique, and he's grabbing some international headlines. And it could be because he's got great hair. It looks like something from the 60s, like as if he was like a Beatles fan. But talk to us a little bit about Javier. We don't really get political on this show. So feel free to, you don't have to like hate him or love him either way. But tell us kind of what's going on in Argentina. Why this guy has become so, why he's making so much news.
Well, he is like he's new in the town. He is an outsider. He doesn't come from a traditional party. That's one of the things that is that are atypical in him, and he wants to be recognized in the world as a leader of some ideological side of the political thinking. So he's showing a lot in the. He wants to be near some people like Elon Musk or other big figures of the technological companies, and he wants to be near them because he wants to form like an anti-socialist or anti-communist thinking in all the world. And okay, he's being successful at it.
Yeah.
I don't know if he is going to maintain that kind of success to be reelected. I don't know. I didn't vote for him, but okay, he's trying. We have been awful economically talking in the last 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to be, if he is a little bit good, he's going to be reelected. And he's doing his job. I want to show you something. I didn't vote for him, but I have this with him.
Oh, that's sick.
Nope, sorry, that's me. Hold on. See if we can get to hey, you hanging out with your new president?
Yeah, he was my friend. I did travel with him to in a plane. We catch the same plane. We used to we talked in that plane way before he was elected. And well, now he's a good person. I don't know. I just to if you meet someone and you can talk and you can discuss some things, he's we did have a good time talking, and I don't know, he's the big guy now. He has to run the country, and no, we can only uh, give him our hopes and our dreams.
I like it shows kind of the differences of how polarized we get in the United States when it's like, I didn't vote for this guy, so I hope he does terribly. You're saying, hey, I didn't vote for him, but I hope he does well. I hope he helps the country. And so, it's always great to get that kind of international perspective with politics.
And I'm also I work for the federal government here, so
Okay.
I work for him, so I have to do my work the best I
So
can.
no wonder you're like, he's the best boss I've ever had.
No. No, because I don't like to say that, because it's not like it's not going to be honest from him, from my point of view. So I don't do that. But
Right.
yes, I have to do my work the best I can. So I tried. So he does his work too the best he can. And yes, we want to make Argentina great again. So let's do it.
Oh, Bruce knows you got the tingles there. That phrase is very popular in some parts of the U.S. and watch out, Waco. Milei is watching you. Javier Milei. Well, let's see. Real quick, and then we'll go. We'll do one more question, then unless there's another one. But if somebody asks another one, but we'll do one more question. We'll go to predictions for next week, which is just one game, so it'll be against the Spurs. But Bruce, real quick, since poor Kevin dove off, that means you're going to be picked on here. How old are you now, Bruce?
24.
24. Okay, Waco, you're a little bit older than him, but I look so much older than Bruce. Thanks, so says Jay, for reminding me of that. But Waco, let's say you've got a diehard Suns fan living in Boston, which you do, and Bruce, and he gets a all expense paid trip to Argentina. What would, if you were his like travel agent, what would you have Bruce do? Keeping in mind he's a younger guy, he wants to probably get out. He wants to learn the tango. Maybe, I don't know. He wants to definitely get some beef. Some asado sounds probably good for him.
Well, you start your travel here in Buenos Aires. You have to stay 1 or 2 nights here in Buenos Aires. Then you go to the south of the country. You have to go to Bariloche, Ushuaia. Ushuaia is the most the southeast city in the world, the southern city in the world. I don't know how to say, but the point in the south that is in the continental
The
place.
most southern city in the world.
Yeah, that's. Thank you, Jake. You have to go there. You're going to have you're going to be really cold, but it's really good place to be. Then you have to go to
Wait
the
a minute.
north.
You can't just tell him you're going to go to this cold city, and then you're going to. What's he going to do there? Why is he going to go to a cold city?
Because of the view. It's like. It's really it's a really good nice place to be. I don't know how to say it, but you have mountains like in I don't know, maybe it's like it's similar to I don't know if you have been there, but it's similar to Canada or some places like that.
Okay, so just like a view of nature.
Yeah, really nature place to be. Then you have to go to Mendoza. Mendoza is a really good place. You have their food, wine. You have the highest point of America there. That is the Cerro Aconcagua. It's a big mountain, 6,000 meters tall. I don't know how to say it. Then you have to travel to the north. That is like similarly to the desert in Arizona, and you have to there travel to the east in Misiones. You have to go to the Iguazu Falls, and then you come back to Buenos Aires, and in Buenos Aires you stay one more week, and then you have to go a lot of places. We have a lot of party places. You have to learn. You can learn tango. You can do a lot of things. Buenos Aires is like the New York of the South America. There is a lot of people here, a lot of clubs. No, the unique city in the world that never sleep is Buenos Aires.
All right, so going there is going to be like a nice party time, good fun time.
Yeah,
awesome.
Really.
Party time. Wait,
party and after party.
Getting buck wild. Gonna see some nature. Gonna have some good food, some wine, and then spend a week in Buenos Aires. And as Josh Crampton recommends, experience a real football match.
Of course.
And King Nacho asked, "Yeah, do you guys have anything unique?" Oh yeah, you go with football first.
One more place to be is Rosario. My soccer team is from Rosario.
Okay.
Rosario Central. You have to be fans of Rosario Central.
Yeah, of course. I'll get the jersey and everything.
Yeah. Martin's a big fan, right?
No, Martin is a fan from Boca Juniors.
Oh, okay.
I don't like Boca Juniors. But you have to be in a real soccer or football match, because the atmosphere is like, whoa. It's going to be really good time. You're going to have a really good time in a football match. Yeah.
Awesome. I'd love to go.
Yeah. So we've got him. He's got set up with a lot of beef, a lot of barbecue, a lot of good food. He's going to have to learn how to dance at some point, because it sounds like everyone knows how to dance at least a little bit in Argentina. But it's going to be chill otherwise. He's going to see a football match and hang out in the city that doesn't sleep in the Southern Americas. One thing that King Nacho asked, and this is something that's always kind of interesting. When Americans go to different countries, we find out that the local McDonald's has different items. I remember reading once that like Japan had like a squid ink burger or something like that. It was either their Burger King or their McDonald's. Is there anything unique to an Argentinian McDonald's menu?
I don't know. I haven't go to McDonald's in like 3-4 years from now.
I don't blame you.
No, I don't know how to say which one. I don't know the menu right now, so I don't know if there is any item different from the States right now. But I can say that do you know that there is how do I say, there is the Burger King, the McDonald's, I don't know, but forget it. If I remember, I'm going to say it, but there is a Burger King item that is different, but I don't remember the name, so sorry.
Well, no worries. And this is, I think you actually both, and even Kevin, for his time, this has been a great episode. We've gone, we'll cross over 2 hours here momentarily. So I appreciate all the Planeteers for hanging on. We learned a lot about Argentina today, and honestly, I hope that makes you feel better about being a Suns fan, knowing that we've got a Suns fan who's pretty awesome down in Argentina. The McSalvaje burger is what Juan Carlos was suggesting from. Real quick, prediction time. We do have a game on TNT, San Antonio Spurs. And that'll be the only game that we'll be looking at because it's All-Star weekend. Otherwise, there's a little bit of a break in here. So, prediction time, Bruce. Do you think we take down Wemby and the Spurs?
No.
Well, De'Aaron Fox is there, so
Exactly.
the Spurs are on their way up. I think. Waco, what do you think? Hopefully, we're healthy.
I think that the Spurs are a better team right now, but I also think that if Bradley comes back and Devin is able to play, we are going to overtake them.
Okay. I think we'll win. It's not the same team as last year. Last year, we couldn't beat the Spurs to save our life, quite literally. This year, I think we figured out a little bit more. The Fox situation, that shifts it, though, a little bit. It's going to be close. I think I always hope for a win. I think it'll be a close win. I just want to end this losing streak at this point. So, where can folks follow you guys? Let's start with Bruce.
So you guys can follow me on Twitter or Blue Sky at Bruce Velez, and you can check out my other Suns content for writing on Last Word and Bright Side of the Sun. And for YouTube videos, I do work for Suns Digest and Celtics Digest over on YouTube as well.
And you can also find you in Buenos Aires, perhaps in the near future. Meeting the lovely ladies and hitting a football matchup and with a few cocktails. And Joaco, what about you? Where can folks follow you on social media if they'd like to connect with you?
Well, you can follow me all over the social media. I am Joaco Cantelli, so you can follow me on Twitter as Joaco Cantelli, and you can search for me in Spotify.
Yes,
if you want to listen
I can't believe we didn't even
to
talk
my music.
Yeah, you got some good tunes.
You can search me in Apple Music, in Spotify, everywhere. I am Joaco Cantelli. You're going to listen music in Spanish, but you can always translate it, and I think you're going to like it because I love the Americana music, the style of Americana. I love the bluegrass. So there is some bluegrass and Americana and folk music in my music. So I think you will be familiar with my style. So you can listen. I invite you to listen.
To Bright Side of the Sun, Suns Jam. John Voida just released his newest country hit, which discusses the struggle of the Phoenix Suns. Highest payroll, still can't. Spend all the money, still can't get a win. It is a good song, so I recommend you check that out. But Joaco is the true musician of this group, and so I recommend you check him out because I did, and it was pretty good. And I'm sorry, I did have one other quick question right before we leave, because we usually try and tie in what is a holiday here and see if it's being celebrated there. So I assume it was. Is Valentine's Day a big holiday for you, Joaco, in Argentina?
Yeah, it's a real one, an important date for couples, but some people. No, I don't know how to say it, but some people dislike all the holidays. So, but I like it. I think I love those days. I love. Yesterday I bought something for my spouse. So she's there sitting. She know. If I didn't give her the present, maybe I wouldn't be here talking right now. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys real quick before I go then on this one. And Bruce, are you single? What's your status?
Yeah, I'm single.
Okay, well, don't worry. We don't have any women that watch this show, according to our so if you are a woman and you are interested in Bruce, hit him up in the DMs. But otherwise, let me ask you guys this: Valentine's Day is taken on a little bit, and back me up on this, Bruce. It's if you're a guy, you must do something special on that day. But if you're a woman, you kind of just get treated a little bit. It seems to have been kind of that for a while, where it's just like, oh, the women will be taken out to a nice dinner, given roses, and it's like, what about the guy? Well, it's not for him. But I don't know. So maybe that's just a Midwestern thing. Let me turn it first to Bruce. Bruce, is that how you've experienced it in the past, where you're supposed to go all out?
Yeah, I mean, me and my friends had this conversation yesterday, actually, where we all decided that besides our parents, which you would call a different kind of gift giving on Valentine's Day, I've never been given a gift by a girl. Now, I have seen with the younger generation them kind of trends towards giving the guys gifts, so I am hopeful for it. But to say to your extent, in my experience, I would 100% agree that I've not been given a gift by a girl on Valentine's Day.
I can specifically say in a work meeting, I asked two of my female colleagues, and they were like, my man just said just to be ready at this time before I'm treated nicely on Valentine's Day. And I'm just like, well, what are you doing for him? And it's like, oh, no, so says Jay's back. Right at the right time. But Juaco, what's the situation in Valentine's Day in Argentina? Is the woman expected to also get a gift for the man to, be sweet on him as well?
It's the same. It's the same situation you are talking. The same situation.
Okay. Well, you got your wife a gift, and she's looking at you right now. What did she get you that you are so proud of?
She gave me. No. What did I give to her?
No. What did she get you? Anything?
No. She.
We're backing you up.
She prepared pizza yesterday.
She made you a pizza. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Handmade pizza.
She's sitting behind the camera nodding like, yeah. Don't you forget that. I'm glad you got a nice pizza, and do check out Juaco online on social media and check out some of his music while you're at it. I'm Fallen Founder, and this has been a Suns Planet Visits episode. We visited Argentina. We got some great Suns fans there. Thanks so much, Planeteers, for hanging with us. Longer episode. Enjoy it throughout the week if you didn't finish it right all at once. And thanks so much. Al McCoy, take it away, buddy.
Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, stay with us as the Suns get set to shine here on their home court.
Here's Perry. Cigar Hurd. Here's the jump shot. Good! It's good!
Al McCoy with you courtside. Comes up a three.
Shoots! He ties it. ADA. Alan Tim up here.
Happy birthday!
Right. Yeah.
I know it's the ball, but happy birthday, baby!
Here's Cameron Payne out on top. Durant, three-pointer straight away.
Shoots! I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in this arena this afternoon, to all of those that are watching and listening on radio and TV. Thank you for allowing me to tell the story of the Suns for 51 great years.
That pretty much wraps things up here. And for one last time, this is Al McCoy saying thanks for being there. Thanks for being with us tonight. And from the Footprint Center here in downtown Phoenix, we'll just say so long for now.